screen.
We're going to make cheesecake cookies. This is a real simple recipe I got online, but I modified it a little bit to be a little bit healthier. You want to have a half a cup of butter, just the size of a normal stick of butter. You want a half a cup of sugar, a whole cup of sugar and 1 cup of flour. The recipe also calls for 3 ounces of cream cheese. I use goat cheese. Okay, the recipe also calls for a half a cup of chopped pecans, or any kind of nuts you have, and I actually don't have any. I happen to have some nice cocoa, and I like chocolate cheesecake, so I'm going to use a heaping tablespoonful of chocolate cocoa powder. Before you mix anything, go ahead and set your oven to 375 to preheat it. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and cream together the cream cheese and the butter. For those of you who don't like butter, you can use a liquid cooking oil, like Safflower oil is a lot healthier. That is also acceptable. It does not have to be solid for this to work. I use that as a substitute in many, many recipes. Now, as far as the sugar, you're going to add that gradually. I already added it. The thing is that I did not use an entire cupful. I modified the recipe to where I only used 3/4 of a cup, and normally I cut the amount in half, so a half a cup would work perfectly. For those of you who know how to use this, go ahead and pick up a bottle of liquid Stevia. And I'm just going to go ahead and add the flour. Not all at once, of course. You can add the cocoa powder at any time, but I'm going to go ahead and add it now. Okay, I'm using a tablespoon, measuring spoon, and using my hands, slightly wet fingers, to form them into little 1-inch balls. Pat them down slightly so that they lay flat. It is kind of goopy, so don't try to make it perfect. It's not going to come out just right unless you are a culinary master. Okay, I'm keeping the spoon slightly wet to make it easy to get it out of there. Just go ahead and take it out with a thumb. Roll it really well. If you need to keep wetting your fingers, that's fine. Place them about 2 inches apart from each other. Now the recipe calls for baking it for 12 to 13 minutes at 375. The recipe says to use an ungreased cookie sheet. I'm just using a piece of foil directly on my oven rack. It works just the same. And that should be good enough. We're just going to pop them in the oven and wait. We're going to let them cool for 1 to 2 minutes on the sheet, and then take them to a cooling rack. This is the end result. It's just for the family, so it looks like whatever, but if you want a little more control over the shape, go ahead and refrigerate your cookie dough so it becomes a little firmer and a little bit better to manage. Then you can go ahead and make it into circles if you want. Now, what I wanted to do is do something simple, so I just topped it with some powdered sugar. You can also leave it plain. If you have the dilemma of you don't have a powdered sugar shaker, what I did is just take a normal measuring cup, big enough to put a cookie in, put a little bit of powdered sugar in the bottom. I just turn the cookie upside down and shake it a little bit. Go ahead and take it out. And there you have your powdered sugar topped cookie, just a little bit frosted. Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everybody, come on, get cookies.